Hi guys, welcome to Dragon's Cave. Um, I forgot to turn the camera on when I started this, but essentially the only thing I've done is actually pop the eyes in with some UV resin. Hang on a second, need some tape there. See some fluff left in the mould from the previous one. I think that's pretty much got all the glitter out of there, at least I hope so. So this is, I'm doing a few frogs at the moment. But this one is going to be part of the autumn collaboration with Mini Scenes GB and the Discord group Crafty YouTubers United. I've already got my resin mixed up. Oops. Okay, nearly had to mix up some more then. So because this one's autumn or fall themed, I'm going to use kind of browny colours. Sorry about that noise. Okay, so I thought that I would use, I think these are kind of cute. And pop these up the back. So I'm going to start off with just pouring a little bit of clear resin into the bottom. And just drop a little into the elbows. And drop some on the mat as well, of course, as I always end up doing. And into the knees. I suppose technically they're all knees really, but very sorry, there's a very loud noise in the background. I'm hoping it's going to stop in a second. Just don't want to pause what I'm doing because the resin's been sitting for a few minutes now. And because it's so hot in here, I'm afraid it might go off. So yeah, I'm going to start with popping that one right up into the head. Then I'll pop a couple of, grab my scissors and just cut that little stem off there. Okay. I'm going to pop these along. I'm hoping it's not going to create too many bubbles. Pop one more in there. And then I'm going to pop some of these little kind of vaguely purplish, but had them a while. It would help if I didn't do that over the box so I could see where they were. I'm going to just get a few more of those. The little bits for the elbows. I'll pop some up alongside of the things that are already in there. Let's start with that and see how we get on. Tweezers. I'm just going to carefully pop that into there. Whoops, she says, making a big mess. I'm not at a very good angle for doing this because I have to stand up while I'm filming and the camera does get in the way of my head. Where's the other small one that I cut? Right there. Pop that one into the other elbow. That's better, that's going in much easier. I need to turn this one around so that it kind of goes the same. Stick into the tweezers. Okay, and pop I'll pop this one into the knee there. This one's a similar size, so I'm going to do the same with that one. Now I know these flowers trap bubbles, but I'm hoping beyond hope that it doesn't get too much underneath it. I need to cut a couple more for the other side. I'm going to have to trim that one. Put that down the side there. One in just there. And I think that's probably enough. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, so that's going to do. I'm going to babysit this for a little while. Pop any bubbles that might rise up. Make sure it doesn't move around too much. And I will come back and see you for the next part. See you in a minute. Hiya, we're back and ready for the next stage. This is completely set. So I've got my resin mixed up ready. Pretty sure I mentioned this in the first part, but just in case I didn't, this is part of a fall themed collaboration with Tracy from Mini Scenes GB and the Discord group Crafty YouTubers United. It's not all resin related, all different kinds of crafts. I'm just teasing out the bubbles that I can see in the plants here, whatever they are. So yeah, please do make sure you check out the playlist down here in the description. There are many different types of crafts. Some absolutely brilliant artists taking part, as usual, in the collaborations. Get down into there because I see quite a lot of bubbles in the plant in its head. Don't even know what these plants are called, to be honest, but I thought they were ideal for the autumn or fall theme, depending on where in the world you are. Ooh, shakes. Okay, so I think that's most of the bubbles released. So for the next layer, I'm going to use this. I also don't know what this is, but you know, I'm not much of a gardener. I'm just going to try and lay it in like this. Pop it down where it's sticking up. I'm hoping this doesn't trap too many bubbles. I have used this in something else previously, not on video, but kind of worked pretty well. There didn't appear to be too much in the way of bubbles with it. I'm going to try and push that a little further up into the head and see what I'm doing at this angle. Just bear with me while I bend over. Here we go. Okay. Now, trim off a few little bits. I'll put my scissors away now. I'm going to trim a few off to pop into the arms and legs. Dogs don't have arms, do they? Only legs. So I'm going to pop these in just randomly place a few in here to fill in the gaps. Put them in there. Need a few more to put in the legs. Single ones would be better because of the small amount of space that's there. Okay, so we're nearly there with this layer. We should use my tweezers, my fingers are getting a bit mucky. Yeah, we went to the fiesta earlier on. Unfortunately, by the time we left, they hadn't cooked the paella, so I didn't get any photos to show you. Although if I see any on the local Facebook group, I will put them on there. So yeah, it's that time of year here in Spain where there are lots of fiestas going on. Next weekend we have Carnival parade in town. It's actually still July at the time of making this, but I needed to get some frogs done anyway, and I thought, what better excuse than to use the collaboration to do it? So I think we're pretty much there. I may pop one or two more in once resin has settled a little, but otherwise I think I'm going to leave it at that and come back to you when we're ready for the top layer. See you in a while. Hi guys, back again, ready for the next part. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to actually do the toes in this diamond dust UV glitter resin. It's bronze colour. I'm going to give it a shake first. I don't know how well you can see this, but there are quite a lot of bubbles in there. I'm hoping they're not going to destroy the look too much. Obviously didn't babysit it quite long enough. I think it'll be okay. So, just going to pop. I keep doing that. I keep twisting this lid and they'll actually just pop off. Just going to put a little bit of this glittery UV in each of the toes, just to give it a little extra sparkle. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but my big UV light is kind of not working. The lights come on, but it doesn't seem to do much of anything. It was a cheap Temu one. I should know better. Should have just spent the money and bought a decent one to begin with, which is my next plan. So let's resin if you're listening. Haha. I'd really, really like one of your lights, but you don't deliver to Spain. So, just going to give this a quick zap. So the general idea now is, because I want the really good double-sided Let's Resin UV lamp, and they don't deliver to Spain. I'm hoping that I can get one sent to my daughter in the UK so she can bring it with her when she visits next, or when I go over there, whichever comes first. Okay, so I'm just going to keep curing this, and I will be back when I've mixed up the resin for the back coat. See you in a little while. Hi guys, we're back, ready for the next bit. So if you can see, probably this is sticking up quite a lot. So I'm going to just attempt to cut it off, hopefully without dislodging the resin. So I need to be careful. I'm probably going to have to sand that down a little when we're finished, but that's okay. So I've got this chestnut brown mica powder. Stick. I don't want this to be too dark, so I want to give it a little bit of a sparkle maybe. So I'm going to mix in also some of this champagne gold green chameleon powder. So the chestnut brown came from Temu. No, it didn't. It came from Amazon. This one came from a set I got on Temu. I will link the Amazon set down below. If I can find the Temu one, I will link that one also. Let's try and get this. That's better. Nice goldy, bronzy sort of colour. May actually overpower the sparkle I put in the toes, but that doesn't really matter. As long as we got some sparkle in. I've got a feeling that we've got an air bubble running down there. I'm not going to be able to tell for sure until it's demolded. If I just put a drop in here, see how far that runs down. I'm dripping again. Where's my little pointy thing? Yeah, that's totally is air bubbles. So I'm going to try and persuade the resin down into there. You may have to squirt a little alcohol in there too. Help it find its way. I know I can repair air bubbles later with UV if I need to, but I didn't realise how bad that was. So let me get some. That's really not going to help very much, is it? Okay, I will work on that. I can gently do this, get the air bubbles out, and it'll theoretically, I push the air up, then that should suck the resin down into the spaces. Don't want to dislodge the actual resin from the mold if I can avoid it. Then it'll be a disaster, darling. Okay. Doing pretty well. There's still some air down in here. I can see the bubbles rising up as I'm doing this. Some of it is air bubble, some of it is actually the whatever this stuff is up against the mold. So that's actually quite solid. Okay, I think just a little more coming. That's gone as far as it'll go, I think, without making a mess. Thankfully, it's the underneath anyway, so it's not going to show too much. Hope I've mixed up enough. This is only about 20 grams. This should be enough just to cover the top or the bottom. Depends on your point of view, I suppose. I mean, it's the top at the moment, but it will eventually be the bottom. Swayed it up into the toes. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, I think we are more or less there. We'll have to sand that bit there, still slightly proud and similar on this side. Okay, so I'm going to pop it over onto the heat mat. Let it sit there for a little while. And I'll top it up. Sorry, just mopping my fevered brow here. It's very, very warm. So yeah, I'll pop this over onto the heat mat. And see you for the demold. Bye. Hey guys, back again. Final part. So I don't know if you can, I hope you can see this, where the coloured resin actually got down. I suspect there's going to be quite a few bubbles still under there. But until we get it out of the mould, we're never going to know. I usually have difficulty getting these out, but it's coming pretty easily. A bit of overspill there. The small part where the plant was sticking up, it's not actually too bad. Might get away with that. The toes still feel a little bit bendy, but they're not actually, I'm not leaving fingerprints when I press on the resin, so hopefully we should be fine. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the bubbles actually weren't that bad in the end. You can see quite a big one here, but that's easily fixed. Okay, let's turn him over. Oh, isn't he sweet? Look at that. Pretty red eyes. Yeah. So I don't know. I did kind of contemplate putting a bit of glitter in there, and then I thought, well, autumnal wouldn't be very glittery, but I do like the glittery toes with that I use the UV resin for. They feel a little tacky, so I'm gonna give them a blast, make sure they're fully set. But yeah, overall, I think he's gorgeous. Hope you agree. Don't forget, check out the rest of the playlist down there for all the other videos that are part of the fall collaboration with Mini Scenes GB and the Crafty YouTubers United Discord group. If you've got a crafting channel yourself, please speak to Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. I'm sure you'll be more than welcome to join the Discord group. Yeah, I can see a couple of bubbles in here. Don't know how well you can see them on camera, but honestly, I don't think they're a big problem. So, hope you enjoy that. Check out the rest of the playlist, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.